The headlines. Justice M. Sundar takes oath as new Chief Justice of Manipur High Court. An embankment of Thawbal along Iril rivers caved in, flooding several areas, houses inundated as water from rivers overflows. Once again, welcome to Pm-Istv English News at 4. Now let's see the news in details. M. Sundar took oath as the 10th Chief Justice of Manipur High Court today. Governor of Manipur, Ajay Kumar Bhalla, administered the oath to the Justice M. Sundar during a swearing-in ceremony held at the Darbar Hall of Raj Bhavan. Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly T.H. Satyabrata, MP Lesemba Sanajauba, MLA's Chief Secretary Punit Kumar Goel, judges of Manipur High Court, and top officials of civil and police too attended the swearing-in ceremony. It may be mentioned that following the recommendation of the Supreme Court Collegium on September 11, the central government issued the order appointing him as Chief Justice of Manipur High Court. Born on July 19, 1966 in Chennai, Justice Sundar graduated in law from Madras Law College and enrolled as an advocate in 1989. He was elevated as a permanent judge of the Madras High Court in October 2016 and has delivered several significant judges.
I, Justice M. Sundar, having been appointed Chief Justice of the High Court of Manipur, do solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
On the other hand, it was reported that the riverbank of Iril River breached about 300 meters along Khetri Awang Laikai, Princeton International School in Khetrigao Assembly constituency around 3:30 a.m. today. MLA of the constituency, Nurul Hassan, remarked to the media that the Iril River's water level was the highest he had ever seen. He mentioned that despite local residents' best attempts, spanning at least 5 hours to the health, the river banks collapsed. Progress were impeded owing to restriction on extracting soil from proximate location classified as reserve forest area. He also expressed concern that repairing the breached embankment section is challenging due to the powerful water flow overflowing from the Iril River. He then sought immediate attention of the governor in council to address the flood situation in Khetrigao Assembly constituency. He said if the flood situation worsened, apart from Khetri Awang Laikai, other parts including Sabal Laikai, Nungthil Chaibi, Thawbal Khong and Kongba too will be immensely affected. Meanwhile, MLA Nurul Hassan said as the people's representative, he will make his best efforts to help the flood victims.
The mamang the flood thokibagi magi compensation or relief pigan ena tawkibodo thagat kibodi loina thagat kare tawbo hoji phobadu ge mami ude tawbo process tawri ena process sum dor lerga prajana su thajadaba ma lei at the same time MLA oiriba ina su thabuk se kaimta yengsan bidaba kaimta haidaba kaim tawba ngamdaba adom do ena urga chatle laibak tibadi animated suspension ise the governor in council na charge lorga leiribane governor in council ge mathaune Chief Secretary Lady Department Makhigi Head of Department Makhina quick response to Raga Matamsana Yingsan Biba Target I Makai the guy neck vote Karakpadagi Nasi for Wadina proposal Matamsana Sana Taki the Bambu Late. चीफ इंजीनियर नत्र कंसर्न डिपार्टमेंट की ऑफिशियल सिंग द इन हाई की दबा टेलीफोनिक के लिए और उनरगा हाई की दबा और कई दो की दबा अम्फू लेते याना प्रैक्टिकल होई दबा लेबाग लो हरगना आंगा सिदैना किलोमीटर खेत्रीगाव आइदे खेत्रीगाव दगी किलोमीटर कुनमंगा चलगा लेबाग लो हाइबगुम्बा सुम याना प्रैक्टिकल होई दबा ना तेइसा दबसे तौबीदबा फै अदना मसी येंगसलगा अथुबदा मरमदे एनिमेटेड सस्पेंशन ना इशू गवर्नर इन काउंसिल रिक्वेस्ट तौबा तावने अपील तौबा तावने मरमदे हुजिकसे अखोइसे तुमगा लेरे एमएलए ओइरे अखोइ मखैसे तुमगा लै सरकार लेतबना मरम ओइरगा अदना मरम ओइरगा गवर्नर इन काउंसिल दा हाइजबा अदुगा चीफ सेक्रेटरी दा कंसर्न डिपार्टमेंट दे पाउ फाउनजरी सुमसोइ सोदना मखोइना पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट अमदे हदक सोइदना पिबिरकनेना आशा तौइ.
Meanwhile, Thoubal district has also experienced flooding in multiple areas due to rivers exceeding their capacity and overflowing. After embankment caved in along a seam of Thoubal Hoka, many villages have now been inundated. Moreover, Thoubal Wangmataba, Kekman, Singa and Faudel have been submerged in flood water, and similar situation is being witnessed in Yaripokai Telmaya, Thoubal Wangkem and Bishnu Naha of Wangkem Assembly constituency. With riverbank of Arong River calved in, villages of Nongpok Sekmai, Ukongsang and Lorembam face severe flooding. DC of Thoubal district Hana Kaumai along with officials concerned visited and took stock of the flood affected areas, and emergency relief materials have been distributed to the victims.
2-3 days sida incessant rain laibadagi Thoubal district ki jaga various areas sida location sida ising bridge tawraga overflow tawbasu leire bridge tawbasu leire aduna yumlak family khrase affect tawre adubu district administration also local organization local clubs and various organization mayamna thokuna kanna honari hojik se affected family singidi temporary relief shelter se hangaga leihalani aduga moigi district administration side dagi piba yaba material sing commodity sing di ekoina arrange tawjari, and for the further asigi tawgadaba se district administration side dagi su and with other department ekoi plan tawjari.
Water overflowing from Manipur River has flooded various places in Kumbi and Suknu Assembly constituencies. The resident feared that a flood situation worsens. Around 50,000 pari of paddy in the two constituencies will be severely affected, subsequently threatening the rice production in the state. In view of the grim situation, all the 5 gates of the Itai Barrage have been opened. With water flowing from the river towards the residence area at Laikong Mayai Lekai of Kumbi, locals are working on repairing the breach reason. Overflowing of water from river was also reported at Wangu Selonkong and Suknu Assembly constituency, Wangu Laifam Amom Lekai. Affected residents desperately called for help, apprehensive about losing their houses should the flood situation escalate.
Dagi left na surop nong sina pagi wangugi wangu laifam amom laikai haina khangna ba jaga se sisida pagi amom tombagi mapa dagi horaga amom raju gi mapa ba around 200 meter mukse swaina hoji danger point sida laibadagi ting dagi laibak pi ega the imai sing yauna hoji sign thole ko.
A man identified as Asem Kumarjit, a resident of Kekman Wangmataba, who is affected by the flood, sought immediate measures to prevent further breaching in the river banks.
Athu bada gari mapot ahum mari lagu taragadi pathari besing si kan bada yam khudong chagani baramuduna mari lenaba department na athu mutamda lakidana hairiba pathari besi kan bada amukta mateng pangbi haina khemol wangmata badagi Asem Kumarjina mayam bhamda appeal tawjari.
Local MLAs, community clubs and security forces have been working together to mitigate further flooding and deliver relief assistance to those impacted by the flood. Veteran politician Oh Joy has stated that the Prime Minister's visit to Manipur is not aimed at addressing the suffering of the people, but rather to cover up the failure of the BJP's double-engine government. Speaking further at a press conference held at Congress Bhavan, Oh Joy stated that the Prime Minister visited the state after 2 years and nearly 9 months since the conflict began, with no resolve the crisis or alleviate the people's suffering, but simply as Narendra Modi, not in the true spirit of a national leader. His visit has no meaning. Oh Joy alleged that there are plans to disintegrate Manipur in the PM's visit. He said that the BJP party and Indian government must be held accountable for the conflict in Manipur that has been raging for over 2 years. He referenced the May 14 incident when the 10 Kuki-Zo MLAs submitted a memorandum to the Prime Minister demanding a separate administration, and said that the state and central BJP leadership fails to take any meaningful action or show any clear response, which shows that there is a hidden agenda in the conflict. He also noted that during the Prime Minister's third term, out of over 4,500 words spoken in the 2 hours long presidential address, not a single word was dedicated to the Manipur crisis, which clearly shows the indifference of the leadership. Oh Joy concluded by saying that if the Prime Minister loves Manipur, he should visit as the Prime Minister for the country and not for the party.
Awa na nangiba mayam se masi khardi kodra haina akhona mayam ka khale adugo laibak thibadi Narendra Modi lakte hai the Shri Narendra Modi di lai adugo as a Prime Minister of Indian subcontinent Bharat ki praja lairo mayam gi mapi taithong ba laiter mayam da chaklan ba chak pijana ba mapi tari mayam gi pi taithong ba Prime Minister do adudi akoi Narendra Modi koina lai Prime Minister di yauro khidre adugumba Prime Minister du lakte Shri Modi na lai badudi Manipur da BJP ki khatnabagi double engine gi engine nama pokhai bagi mera mo to hoina Prime Minister oina lakhidre ma Pm-Istv oina lakre ma lai asa to bu ab Prime Minister amoina laktabani na ma ki visit Manipur visit to bi bodo thoidong arth leitaba amani ma ki visit to Bharatiya Janata Party amasung ngasigi Bharat Sarkar na Manipur bu akoi gi machet tan thuai na gi thorang toribra habisi gi wahang kaya se lai Shri Biren Chief Minister oinga da MLA kunthra ni thoi akoi na karigum bada ka bang amagadi Manipur sana leibak ko ngani hai hojik Manipur sana leibak on mai mongta Manipur has become a cool leibak Manipur ke hojik lai kaise sikari dei kai dei thore BJP manungda Manipur yana dei thorokone BJP da Manipur thugai ni haiba Manipur thugai bi aro haiba adugi political instability gi thoraga hoji bawda mikap mirao kol tariba mi lising kaya wariba misi miya ningi bisti Manipur laiba BJP masen khanabagi landu ne aba.
A one-day discourse on role of women for a good governance organized by Chandura Marup Manipur People's Party was held at JM Hall today. The event was graced by retired District and Session Judge A. Notuneshwari, President of Chandura Marup Manipur People's Party Ningthauja Menaka, Lilong Haurabi College retired Associate Professor Dr. K. Kunjani, Nambol El Sanoy College Political Science Department Assistant Professor, and Sirima, Imphal East Jilla Parishad former Adhakshya Khetri Tama and General Secretary of United Manipur Muslim Manipur Women's Development Organization Nazima Fundrai Mayum as the main dignitaries. Speaking at the event, President of Chandura Marup Manipur People's Party Ningthauja Menaka stated that although women have been at the forefront of protecting their homes and communities since time immemorial, women have been constantly sidelined by the authorities and those in power. She stated that although women have stepped forward and stood at the forefront during the crisis, their representation in the governance remains minimal. She also criticized the Prime Minister's visit, saying that he fails to make any concrete statement addressing the suffering of the people of Manipur and merely announced a few packages before leaving. She added that the people had hoped the Prime Minister would address key issues such as the return of IDPs to their home and the restoration of free movement along national highways. However, those hopes were untimely left unfulfilled.
Imasing asibu lenga liba mioi sing sinda sinaning mamong matamatang matungi na sinabase kamaina tawraga yahaloi sige haibasigi wakhalon gi thimda akoina resource person kokjaraga akoi nupi sing sigi gyan tanabagi damakta akoina sinjabani that 13 da Narendra Modi na lakpi giba numituda leibak miyamna Manipur da leiba praja miyamna khanjagiba wakhallondi IDP singi problem akhoi na ngasi lambi satpa yadadana leiriba sigi problem se khajikta oiraga so koi faragani khallaga akhoi yamna nungai jakhi hebako adubu hariba wahi singje karigo ba mata palamdana package ani khar lok thome ba state ta piramliba posisu tasengna harabada akhoi thika munabagi thika nungainabagi pibirameba IDP gi natraga satpa yadri pasigi maramda kariguma amata haibiramba leiteba.
Imphal Heart Institute, Imphal conducted one-day cardiac-free health camp at Chingyalekai of Kasar Filtherald in Assam. Doctors, nurses and technicians conducted ECG and EHO screening of the residents during the camp. Around 170 people availed free medical services and free medicines were also provided during the camp. Director of Imphal Heart Institute, Dr. Arambam Athoba, Medical Director Dr. Asit Kumar Devnath, Medicines Officer Dr. Irengbam Renya and Dr. K.H. Satyabrata were part of the medical team which conducted the free health camp. Kainau Thongkha Youth Club has sought attention of the government on the financial constraint impacting the state's athletes' ability to participate in national and international events. KYC Kainau extended financial aid of Rs 17,600 to Thongnaugjum Henthoiba of Kainau Thongkha, who is set to participate in the Sub-Junior National Thangta Championship to be held in Goa on October. Soraisam Somrendro of the KYC Kainau told media person that given that most athletes from Manipur come from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, they frequently miss national and international competitions due to financial constraints, leading some to abandon their sporting career. He stressed that the athletes require encouragement and support as they participate in higher level events akin to the celebratory receptions accorded to successful medal winners.
Awaba number moidana machin tumkhalaiba angang mayama mutkidawbadagi aikoina angamba kharadawa su mateng pangba ngamnaba haina asigi hairiba kano asi sangsanjabani India gi mai purakbase Manipur gi sanaroina ayamba samada yankhai gi changdi Manipur na puraktana laglabani hairiba asidaisda Manipur government na aglairaba sanaroi singi damakta khanbiraga khata na migyeng changhaningbagi wafam su thamjari.
Hindi Divas was organized by Ashram Hindi Mahavidyalaya Jiribam. The main event of the celebration was held at Jiribam Higher Secondary School located at Babupara, Jiribam. The program was attended by several dignitaries including the Zonal Education Officer ZEO of Jiribam, T.H. Amurasi, Principal of Jiribam Higher Secondary School K.H. Indi Kumar and Chief Manager in charge of Power Grid Corporation of India Private Limited, Jiribam Substation and Mantost, among others, as special guests. Speaking at the event, ZEO Jiribam T. Amurasi stated the importance of promoting and learning the Hindi language, adding that it plays a crucial role in unifying the country under the concept of one nation. He stated that there is a shortage of Hindi teachers in schools. However, recognizing the importance of Hindi as a valuable subject, the ZEO continues to teach it with dedication. As part of the celebration, various competition and cultural performances were also held. Certificates and prizes were distributed to the winners. The District Disaster Management Authority Senapati has issued a public advisory in view of the incessant rainfalls and subsequent increase in water level of the rivers and the hill stream in the district. As per India Meteorological Department, heavy to very heavy rainfall, thunderstorm lightning is likely to occur from 14th to 16th September 2025. In this regard, the District Disaster Management Authority advised the general public to exercise extreme caution and stay alert for all the possible breaches of the river bank and overflow of the water to surrounding areas. Moreover, in order to protect life and property, the general public are advised to take the precautions to avoid driving or walking through flowing water. The residents were advised to stay informed through local news and emergency alerts, to follow instruction from local authorities and emergency responder, to follow evacuation orders from authority, to postpone outdoor activities including farming and fishing until situation improves, to avoid unnecessary travel to inundated areas. For any emergency that may arise, the district authority urged the residents to contact at the district help line numbers 7628992200. On the other hand, landslide and mudslides occurred along the National Highway 2 between Senapati to Maugad, as well as National Highway 1028 Tadubi Ukhrul Road and National Highway 129 Maramparen Road, causing much inconveniences to commuters. In an unfortunate incident, a Bolero vehicle has been swept away by landslide along Senapati Thonglang Pm-Istv road on Monday early morning. The incident happened at around 4:30 a.m. on Monday when the owner of the vehicles was taking a family members who was sick to Senapati for emergency medical treatment, where he could not see the road damage due to thick fog in the morning. Although no one was hurt in the incident, the Bolero was taken away in the landslide, completely cutting off the route. The incident reportedly took place around 16 kilometers away from the district headquarters, Senapati. The owner of the vehicles was identified as Warikubau Pamay of the Thonglang Akutpa village. On the other hand, Thonglang Atongba and Thonglang Akutpa villages and the other surrounding villages have been reeling under complete darkness due to power outage since Saturday due to incessant rain. Report also indicate that there is no network connectivity in the area due to landslide that damaged the cables supplying the region. Meanwhile, a fire at the Karong Bajar power station on Sunday afternoon caused major damage, resulting in a power outage across Senapati and Karong areas. Restoration efforts are ongoing and residents are appealed to remain patient. 3 days capacity building training program on ecotourism launched at Tamenglong headquarters from 13 September to 16 September, conducted by Tamenglong Forest Division, was held under the aegis of Rising and Accelerating MSME RAMP scheme. The second day training program was attended by DFO Tamenglong Karibam Hitler Singh, Ranch of Forest Officer Joel Gangmei, Kundrakpam Johnson and A. Promeshwar Singh. The resource person of the training program were MSc Geo Informatic and Diploma in Tourism Sangbueluin Gonmai and Director Ren Forest Club Tamenglong Mordecai Pangmai. The program is aimed at to boost the ecotourism sector in Tamenglong district. The district is blessed with various natural beauties such as Burning Meadows, Tharon Cave, Kupanglang Cave, Kaikau Arai, Bat Cave, Barak Waterfalls, Chwilwan Riangai, Dai Long Biodiversity Heritage Site, among others. In the national news, we have the Supreme Court has stated certain provision of the Works Amendment Act 2025, a bench comprising Chief Justice of India B.R. Gavai and Justice A.J. Masih states the provision that a person should be a practitioner of Islam for 5 years to create a vast still state government, frame rules regarding the determination of this condition. The provision allowing the designated officer of the government to decide the dispute dispute whether a vaqt property has encroached upon a government property has been stayed with the observation that an executive officer cannot be permitted to educate the rights of the personal citizens, and this will violate the separation of powers. However, this education happens by the tribunals. No third-party rights can be created against any party. The provision allowing the nomination of non-Muslim members to the Waqf board has not been stayed. However, the court observed that as far as possible, the ex officio members of the board should be a Muslim person. The court observed that for the Central Waqf Council, it should not consist of more than 4 non-Muslim members, and for the State Waqf Board, not more than 3 non-Muslim members. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that if artificial intelligence is printing, when the regulation should also run the rest equally. The minister said this while launching Niti Aayog's reports on the roadmap of AI for Vikshit Bharat and Frontier Tech Respiratory in the New Delhi today. Finance Minister Sitharaman cautioned about AI's rapid growth, saying that people should have to be conscious and not to sit back on ethics. Emphasizing the need to have better cities to live in, she highlighted that AI is capable of providing in-situ solutions and delivering solutions that people have been waiting for decades. She further said that AI-assisted technology should be adopted in all districts of India to bring development. Minister of Electronics and IT Ashwini Vaishnav and CEO Niti Aayog BVR Subramaniam also attended the event. Addressing the gathering, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav stressed the need to master future technologies and develop a talent pipeline. Underlining that the world is going through turbulence, the minister said that under the leadership of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India is growing rapidly. He further added that today's India growth is inclusive, robust on the back of strong technology. In the international news, we have Nepal's interim government saw a major expansion on Monday with the induction of 3 new ministers into the cabinet. Kulman Gising, Om Prakash Aryal and Rameshwar Khanal were sworn in as ministers at Sital Nivas, the presidential palace in Kathmandu. Visuals from the Rashtrapati Bhavan showed the 3 leaders taking the oath in the presence of top officer. Kulman Gising has been given charge of the Ministry of Energy, Urban Development and Physical Infrastructure. Om Prakash Aryal will now head the Ministry of Law and Home Affairs, while Rameshwar Khanal has taken over as the Minister of Finance. The cabinet expansion came a day after Prime Minister Sushila Karki assumed office on Sunday. Later in the day, President Ramchandra Podel appointed Kulman Gising, Rameshwar Khanal and Om Prakash Aryal as ministers on Karki's recommendation. And before we close the headlines once again, Justice M. Sundar takes oath as new Chief Justice of Manipur High Court. And embankment of Thoubal along Iril rivers caused in flooding several areas, housing inundated as water from rivers overflows. That was all for today's afternoon English news bulletins. We'll be back with more updates. Stay tuned. Thank you for now.